Hey there, this is Kendama Jendale and the fake news. It is April 12th, 2017, 12:15 in the morning. Um, I guess this show is basically devolved into me explicating the Trump PR strategy because it's blindingly obvious and pretty dumb to me. But everyone keeps falling for it. The press, the, I don't know why the press can't get their stuff together. I think it's pretty embarrassing. So today we had this whole Hitler Gate thing. I don't know what we're calling it. So Sean Spicer said Adolf Hitler didn't even sink to using chemical weapons during World War II. And when questioned and further pressed on this issue, Spicer referred to gas chambers as Holocaust centers. Uh, he brought them into the Holocaust centers. I understand that when somebody was saying, well, Hitler did in fact use chemical weapons on the Jews. Um, Good points. I mean, okay, so I don't know if Sean Spicer planned this gaffe out. I really don't. I have no idea if he plans his gaffes out or not, though I wouldn't put it past him. But here's what's going on here, right? The people are now accusing Sean Spicer of Holocaust denial, right? Because he did these, because he said these things. And what the Trump administration do is they will take a gaffe, right, from their opposition or their predecessors or the press, and they will amp it up. They will make it more sort of more public, but also more reserved. In other words, it has more of a controversial effect, but they're actually couching their language so that it's somewhat limited. And then people will pounce on them for it, and it helps further this narrative that the media is against them because they focus on dumb crap like this. I mean, and don't get me wrong, this is outrageous that anyone would ever say this ever, but um, I mean, the point that Spicer's trying to make, right? If you watch the video, is that chemical weapons were never used in a tactical warfare kind of way, right? Of course, Hitler had there's a Freudian slip. Of course, Hitler had concentration camps, right? But he never gassed a city. He never gassed troops. And this NPR article says the exact same thing, right? In World War II, their use was extremely limited. Adolf Hitler, himself a victim of gas in World War I, never used his stockpiles on the battlefield. So we're looking at this situation, right, where um, talking about him in one context, and Spicer makes this gaffe, right, which suspiciously seems designed to provoke Holocaust denial in a weird way. Like I said, I'm not saying that he's planned this gaffe ahead of time. It's just that I wouldn't put it past him. He is the type of person who I think a lot of these gaffes are very engineered. You can see this pattern over and over again when it's the wall. Bush and Obama had a wall, whether it's the deportations, both Bush and Obama did deportations, whether it's the feet on the couch thing, right, which Obama got in trouble for, right? He put his feet on the desk of the Oval Office, and then Kellyanne Conway put her feet on the couch, and people said the exact same thing about Kellyanne that they said about Obama. Um, my point is that almost without fault, every single gaffe or outrage provoking moment that the Trump administration has gone through is in some way a mirror or a reflection or it's a similar scandal to something that the Bush administration or Obama administration or occasionally earlier administrations have done. Um, and I think they do this because this type of outrage is predictable and it allows them to control the narrative. So what do we miss, right? How are they controlling the narrative? Um, Here's the Drudge Report. This is on every mainstream news website, right? FBI obtained FISA warrant to monitor Trump advisor Carter Page. Right, so the FBI is going to be doing it. They got a FISA warrant to monitor somebody who was working on the Trump campaign, and as a result, the FBI can legally collect surveillance from every Trump, basically everyone in the Trump campaign, right? And this is pretty clearly being used for political gain. Um, and so what happened was Trump just won the surveillance argument, and I would guess that by proxy he's going to win the Russia argument, though we'll see about that. But he absolutely just won the surveillance argument. And I remember I've argued before that these are actually the same argument, right? If Trump is suspected of Russia's involvement and the FBI is investigating Trump for being involved with Russia, then they are necessarily going to be surveilling him, and they legally have every right to access his information. So this data coming out that shows that they did indeed have this FISA warrant, and for those who know how the surveillance apparatus works legally, you will know that this basically proves that the entire Trump campaign was being spied on, and Trump himself directly, so that wiretapping claim is ultimately absolutely true. Um, So yeah, like I said, I mean, this isn't important. Like I'm not following this closely, other than it seems to be the only thing I'm reporting on. But this is just shows you that the thing that I've been saying is the case for the last few weeks is in fact still the case, and I'm still right. How about that? All right, a couple other bits of news. President Trump says he's not going to get involved in Syria, which I am all about. I was generally very happy with Trump supporters for not supporting him when he invaded in Syria. I think he would have alienated his whole base if he went into Syria. And it does appear that there's going to be some sort of conflict happening between Bannon and McMaster's. That's the line that I'm kind of hearing, and that's what appears to make sense to me. There's also a narrative that the intelligence community is misleading Trump on his way into here, and in the debates, Trump said that he would punish Syria for crossing the red line, and he did, and he's not invading. I don't know. His peacenik cred seems to still stand for me. We'll see. We'll see what happens in the future. I certainly don't trust him, especially if like a terrorist attack were to happen. But this is close to a terrorist attack, and he didn't do anything. So I mean, he bombed them obviously, but we're not invading. We're not starting a full scale war, and that's pretty good, I think. All right, cool. Thank you guys for watching. That's